Hey folks, what makes this toy great? Today we're looking at an authentic G1 Headmaster Chromedome released in 1987. Except something doesn't look right. What's going on with his chest? It's red and it should be brown. And why isn't there a door flap covering up the power meter? He's also really small in hand. He's barely taller than my screwdriver, and his gun is hanging off the side of his arm rather than held in his fist. And then what's that back there? Oh, that's the Chrome Dome we're familiar with. He's got the brown chest and he has a hole in his fist to hold a gun. He's got the flap on the power meter. So what's this little one? Is it a knockoff? Is it a reissue? No, it is an authentic G1 Headmaster Chromedome released in 1987. And the full-sized one that we're all familiar with is also an authentic G1 Chromedome released in 1987. The little one comes from an official subline released only in Japan called Transform Junior. Transform Junior ran from 1985 all the way to 1989, almost completely overlapping the G1 that we knew of. They released well over 20 figures of downscaled, simplified versions of the full-size toys. They covered everybody from Optimus Prime to Trypticon to even the Combiner Raiden, and because they were released only in Japan, for people like me outside of Japan, these are exceedingly rare and highly expensive. Now let's look at Chromedome and compare him to his full-sized counterpart. And first up, remember that there was a play feature where when the full-sized Headmaster was inserted into the chest, it would activate this power readout. That's been removed from the Transform Junior version. The readout is still there, but it's no longer activated by inserting the Headmaster. It's just freely spinning on a roller, but the readout does match Chromedome's readout. You also have a second option to spin it around to a second readout, and this configuration is as though you had inserted a different toy's Headmaster into this body. Now, I've looked around and I can't figure out which other Headmaster would have produced this readout, so if you can figure it out, let me know in the comments. Transformation is exactly the same as the full-size toy. Just straighten out the backpack and the chest to become the hood and the roof. Fold up the legs, straighten out the feet, and you've got the car mode. What's different here is that the hood is now heavy die-cast and it's fully painted. But what makes this toy great to me is how they handled the Headmaster Companion Stylor, or Chrome, depending on which continuity you prefer. And one of the sacrifices they made in downscaling the figure is that Stylor has no legs. So they included a tiny set of legs that you could peg into the body to recreate his robot form. He doesn't stand up very well, but at least he's got legs. And looking up close, you can see that Stylor actually has quite a bit of detail on the chest as well as the face. It's a decent representation of the full-sized figure. Now, as I already said, this line was no flash in the pan. They released a lot of figures, so I'm going to show you a few of the other figures from the line that are from my personal collection. Chromedome in particular was released on his own as well as in this gift set, which came with a very nice Optimus Prime and Fortress Maximus. And we've got to take a moment just to appreciate the mural on the back of the box, which does a great job of showing the immense scale of Fortress Maximus. And here's a Super Jinrai. They also released the trailer, but I don't have one. And here we've got a Metroplex and a Soundwave in scale with each other. The Metroplex was also called Metroflex, and the Soundwave mold came out in two variants, one as Soundwave and one as Sound Blaster. So what makes this toy great? It is a legitimate G1 release from an underappreciated line called Transform Junior. At least that's what it was called when Chromedome came out. It was originally launched as Transform Gokin or Alloy and then quickly rebranded. And I particularly appreciate those little simplifications that were made through the downscaling process. I find it charming that they accommodated the simplifications of Stylor or Chrome by including that tiny, tiny little set of legs. And unless you buy one of these sealed in the box, you're almost never going to find those legs. So if you have some, congratulations, you've done great. And if you like this sort of thing, I hope you'll take a look at some of the other videos on the channel. We talk about history and trivia and repair techniques. Let me know in the comments if you had ever heard of Transform Junior and what you think of how they handled Stylor's legs. I hope you found this information useful, and we'll see you next time.